this is Victoria from Victoria Violet's Tarot. This video is for Libra, and of course it's for birth, moon, sun, and rising. So please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please be kind. If you don't like this message, please feel free to go to another channel. And as always, remember, positive vibes only. For personal readings, you can also see the description below, and that'll tell you how to get in contact with me, and I'll be happy to help you out in that manner. So, just to give you fair warning, this is the most boring part of a tarot reading, but because people tend to pull rabbits out of their own hats and not do it correctly, I am doing it right now in front of you. So please bear with me. And this message is also coming to you between the time frames of April the 23rd through the end of April 2020. Of course, whenever you get a hold of this video, if it resonates with you or you have an aha moment, then that's when you were meant to hear it. These are pretty new, so they're a little bit slippery. Okay, to start with, we are using the Weight Rider Tarot. And so this is one of my favorite tarot cards to read. I have several decks that are the same because, frankly, this is one of my favorite decks to use. So, also like to tell you that coming the next video, most likely, I will be showing my face. Right now, I'm not showing my face. It's not a coming out yet, and that's because right now I have a regular job, and I don't want to have any issues with them. But in 6 days time, I will be free, and so I can start my new adventure with you all, and I look forward to it. So without further ado, let's get going, because I'm sure you're here to see what it is that's coming and not to listen to me. Okay, so with this first deck, this is going to be a layout as far as what's around Libras in general. And the next deck that we'll use on that deck, we'll look to see where your luck lies right now at this time frame, okay? First card that comes out is a pretty good card. It's actually viewed as a money card. It is the Pentacles. So we can say that as opposed to the Knight, he is someone who brings a little bit more cash flow in. He's not as slow to come. As a matter of fact, he might come a little bit more swiftly than people would imagine. And that's a good and positive thing. If anybody is waiting on money, any news about money, this is a positive thing. Okay. The next card is the Ace. This is the biggest card that you can have in reference to news. News is always something that we can experience or that we can acknowledge that comes along with the Ace of Wands, okay? It could be news that is of importance. It could be legal matters, anything of that nature, but something new is on its horizon. It's on its way, and it probably is linked to monies, okay? For those looking for a job, it's possibility that this could be in relations to a new job. The next card that we have up is a little bit more tricky. This is the Emperor. The Emperor does have more to do with legal matters, also with law has to do with judgments, has to do with the last word. So I'm going to say that some of us are dealing with either an emperor in our lives or a person. It could even be a boss, it could be a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a parent, but somebody's being a little bit of a bossy bear right now, and probably not experiencing positive things right now with this individual. And they can be very curt, they can be very stern. So just be forewarned that right around this time you will be meeting with this person. If it's somebody you live with, then we'll talk about what to do in reference to this. The next card is a little bit heavier card, and it has to do with yes, wands, which is news, but it's either news that isn't so positive or news that kind of puts a damper on people's spirit. It can be heavy news. It could be in reference to somebody being ill, somebody losing their job, somebody just telling you, you have to wait. You have to wait. So things are not exactly going the way that you would have hoped. It started out very positive, but then all of a sudden it took a turn. And so it's weighing on the emotions, it's weighing stress-wise. And of course, with emotions and stress comes a lot of overthinking and overanalyzing, which can make you feel ill. So please be careful with that. The following card is the Three of Wands. So something that may have looked really hopeless and really upsetting would now take a turn for something a little bit more positive, or at least give a little bit of hope. So don't give up hope, but I would say with this card falling the way that it did in the reading, that be precautious but remain optimistic. Okay, be precautious but remain optimistic. So think things through. Don't take things at face value totally. In other words, don't count your chickens before they're hatched, okay? The next card on the deck is going to be the Six of Swords. I hope that this is not something that's occurring with anyone, but it could even be somebody losing their home, losing their transportation, someone that maybe is forced to make a change of residence or change even at work. And it may be coming as something that was not expected. A lot of people are furloughed, so that's not a big surprise. But when it happens to you, it is. And it also, it can be a shock to the system. It can be something that is very depressing. So please be careful. And I say that because the next card on the deck is of somebody standing very disillusioned, feeling like the world has come to an end, or at least their world has, and is pretty much having a very hard time coping with these issues. Issues of money's expected, issues of a new life expected, issues that they're dealing with someone that is not Mr. Happy Pants. It's more like somebody gave him chile in the morning. And so they're now dealing with someone that maybe isn't in the brightest of spirits, or maybe doesn't come across very nicely. And so it can be hurtful and harmful. So just be careful that you don't fall into a depression. Also, again, think things through. Just like there is in the background, there are cups that are spilled. There are also cups that are still standing upright. So there's still something there. It's not a complete loss. And I think that prudence is something that is needed here. Prudence means that you have to have calmness when you're making decisions. You have to have pros and cons, is what I'm getting. Pros and cons. Put everything on the table. Make a list. What are your pros and cons? The situation could be different for many people. It could be a spouse or it could be a boss. So put the pros and cons before you, and that's going to tell you whether to go or to stay. The next card is a very positive card, which is unexpected because, well, this is a reading of mixture, meaning some mixed in with positive and negative. It's kind of a heavy reading. I'm not going to say it's not, but this is very hopeful because it kind of puts things back on track. So the card here has a page of wands that is standing there almost like holding a flag, and you could almost say that it's like a signpost or a sign in general of things to come, harbinger of good messages, something positive that was expected and is now on its way. So please look out for I guess a silver lining, if you will, because hope is not lost. The next card is very, very nice. This is the Wands card that is for family, for victory, for let's party, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Finally, there's a breakthrough. Let's celebrate. So that is something that you need to look forward to, okay? Please, yes, take heed that there are some serious decisions on the table here to be made. But at the same time, if you make them with calm and decisiveness, if you do make your list of pros and cons, whether you do that in your mind or literally on paper, I think the outcome will be a lot better. And patience also, even though that card is not here on the table, I want to say patience is called for. Now, can it go one way or the other? Yes. That's why I'm asking for patience. That's why I'm asking for you to think about what you want to do before you make that decision, before you take that next step. Not in reference to drinking water or what you're going to eat tonight, but because this is a new moon, things can go in a very positive way. You can start anything new you want to start. This is a big, beautiful new moon that is occurring today, tonight. It's early still where I am. It's approximately 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And so I can't wait to make my own wishes tonight. So again, you can be the one that is taken, or you can be the one walking away, having taken what is owed to you, what you need, what is rightfully yours. I'm going to shuffle one last time, and let's see how this part of the reading is closing. So again, just to clarify the last card, which was to be taken or to take what you need. This card is supreme over this card because this card looks like the person's tied up and they're not. If you look at it more closely, they're loosely bound and they could get out of their little trap anytime they wanted to. It's a matter of mind. If your mind is clear and your mind tells you what to do, you can get through this, over it, and done with it. So take that as your answer. This next deck, again, I've already pre-shuffled, but I'll shuffle this one more time. This is in reference to where the luck lies right now for Libras. Where does the luck lie right now for Libras? There you go. So this is going to tie in over here. Remember I was saying go or stay. It's up to you. Go or stay. It's up to you. There's no right, there's no wrong answer right now. But a lot of patience is required right this minute. And why? Because we don't want to make a false move. We want all our steps to be numbered. We want to make sure that what we're doing is the correct thing. So long as you have your plans in motion, so long as you've checked it twice, so long as you check to see what your pros and cons are in reference to whatever situation you're facing right now, there's no wrong or right answer, and you will move forward. You will move forward, whether that's a new home, whether that's a new job, whether that's a new place in general in your mind, your state of mind, whether that's starting a new business, whatever it is, it's going to change for the positive. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to discuss today is that Venus is being naughty right now. My lovely Venus, which is the ruler of Venus, of Libra and of Taurus, is usually the peacemaker, is usually we're all about love, is usually everything beautiful, all things fancy and glamorous and soft and squishy and all things fun. All of a sudden she's being very temperamental. So why is this occurring? There are 3 planets that are aligning right now, and unfortunately they're bringing along with them a lot of chaos. I'm not an astrologer, so please take that to heart, but I do dabble as far as trying to figure out why things are not going the way they should be going, or why all of a sudden things just start occurring a little bit over the cuckoo's nest. And that's because Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars is all coming into conjunction at this time. And Mars, we already know, is a war planet. It represents the god of war. Jupiter isn't exactly nice to us. And then Saturn is also in that little circle. So Venus is deciding to play with them. And so we're seeing the dark side of Venus right now, which honestly in my lifetime, I didn't even know existed. But I like to keep, abreast of the situation that's happening planetary, because I know that it does and can affect us. So please keep that in mind. With all of that said, it's best to be erring on the side of caution right now. And it's best to make decisions in a calm manner. Even if somebody ticks you off or even cuts you off in traffic, please, please, please keep that in mind and let it go. Let it flow, let it go. Because otherwise what's going to happen is you're buying into the energy that the planets are giving to us right now, which is a bunch of stinky cheese, and you just don't need it. So think twice and just stay calm, because after all, don't let people rob you of your joy and of your peace. Again, if you liked this video, please look at the description and you'll find my email there, where you can get your personal one-on-one reading, which is more true and less general. Until we see each other again, this is Victoria Violet Starrow. Bye-bye.